Boom. Oh, hey. Wow, that was... Got to turn on the fade. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. Today is Monday, the 13th.
That's a good day.
I mean, it could be. I mean, it's a Monday.
Still a good day.
I don't know.
Why not?
And we still have this. So for those of you...
I bring my headphones. I thought you were going to do some form of, like singing. I'm a DJ.
I'll grab it. I don't even know if it's on. I think it's on. We'll just save it for later.
It has to be on, man.
I think it's on. Hold on. Yeah, it's on. Testing. 1, 2. Hey, welcome. It's got a reverb. I should turn that on to where I go. Oh. Anyways, we'll play later on. It's just so much fun. And so, what's going on the show tonight? Just a quick recap of what you have to look forward to. We're going to answer a ton of your questions. We have a little 10-minute section we're going to do after we announce who the 12-volt clean wire club winner is. Yep. We're going to have Brian Schmidt from Mobile Solutions Master Tech Expo on to give us a quick update and to tease something that we're going to take a look at a little later on. We'll get to that. I don't want to give it all away. And then, of course, we'll answer all your questions. So if you have questions, get them in the queue so Fernando can dig those out and start tagging those. That's the great thing. We pay for that service. So you're going to ask a question, and if it's a good question, if it's not, he's not going to. But anyways, let's jump over to my laptop so that we can optimize the amount of time we have. That is that guy right there. We'll turn me over on in the corner. And what do we have today? Who brought us this wonderful installation?
This one is Biscuit
from Traffic Jams.
Look at that. If you go to his profile or his pictures, you will see all the ton of work that they did in the background.
Super clean wiring.
Yes, the CNC, all the panels and everything in the back. So that was great.
Yeah, they did an awesome job on this. And as always, this is brought to you by WireCare. If you're interested in saving some money, free shipping. Who doesn't like free shipping? I think we all like free shipping. If you use the coupon code at checkout, 12VCWC, 12-volt clean wire is what it stands for. If you use that at checkout, they will ship it to you.
And not just for wiring or car audio. They have tons of stuff.
Yeah, if you guys haven't dug into their website yet to see what they have, you're missing out because they have a lot of cool tools that are pretty awesome.
That is correct.
Love cool tools.
All right.
Yes, Fernando. Here we go. Look, hold on.
That's right.
Look at that. Mike Rios.
Mike.
Yeah, it's Mike's shirt. Yeah. His daughter made those for us.
Yes.
So pretty cool there. Let's bring this back. I think we were talking. It's funny. We were just talking about we want to get Mike on the show.
Yes.
And just kind of hang out with us and answer questions and do fun stuff. So we'll have to set that up to where we can get you on, Mike. I know you'd love to do it. So not that I'm giving you a choice. We'll get to the show sponsor, but first, before we get to that, we're going to pull up this guy here. Ooh, look at that. We'll go back to this, and we're going to hit this button as soon as he gets done drinking water so that we don't have to show him drinking water. We'll hit add to stream, and there we go.
Hello.
Good day, sir.
How are you guys?
Hey,
awesome.
Woo!
It's Monday, right?
It's Monday.
It's a great Monday. I'm with Fernando. It's a good day.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I got a lot done. Hell, I sent you like 5 emails, so
hey, that works.
Yeah. And speaking of those 5 emails, we're about Master Tech Expo. That's happening March 5th through the 8th. You've been working. I know what we have to do, and then which is just a small little portion of it, and what you have to do is so much bigger. But you've been traveling all over the place, man.
Yeah.
You were here in Florida.
Yep, I was in Florida, and we've been everywhere. So it's been a whirlwind, but super excited. And like you said, man, there's just a lot going on, and we're really, really excited for this year's event.
Yeah. Let's talk about it for a minute. For the people that I have somehow totally missed out on what we've been talking about. It's an expo, which I don't know why you came up with that. It should be the event. Like it should just be the Master Tech event. Maybe next year.
Event.
The
event of the year. That's a better way to say it, huh?
It is. So what are the cool things that, like, Okay, so going to one of those things, there is a cost, as always, and we've talked about this before, but the value is always, you got to look at the value versus the cost, right? Value is you're going to get trained by some of the best trainers in the business, some of the best people in their field. So it's just not 12 volt. You have the best stitching guys. You have the best product guys. So you have Cam Master. What's the 3D or the CNC? Geez, laser guys. Who are the laser guys?
So we've got Cody Smith from Cam Master. So he works with the factory. He's a ninja himself. And then Chris Adams from Universal Lasers, and actually Universal's whole team, because they're based out of Scottsdale here. So
very nice.
Yeah, we have, and Big Rep is here, and Creaform Scanners is here, and there's just a lot of technology that's going to be at the show, which I love. I know you guys are tech guys, and we like to bring that mix of, the best vendors and the best that really help our industry kind of push the technology level up. So it's going to be exciting.
Well, one of the cool things is like we both just bought the Tom Miller, you better buy this 3D printer, and the software that you need to use, which I'm hitting a dumb moment because I can't.
The 360?
Yes.
Fusion 360.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
they're going to be there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They are going to be here. Yeah. So we got a team of Fusion guys at the show, teaching multiple classes. So in the main track, guys, they're going to be teaching on kind of our major topic, and then at nighttime we'll have night school classes as well, along with the software at a discounted rate for anyone attending the show. So
I'll be jumping on that.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so that's just like we're not even like scratching the surface. But what really excites me about those guys coming is that I'm one of those guys that I like to go into a store to shop. I'm a shopper. Amazon drives me crazy because I have to do all the work, and then they get all the credit, which totally irritates me. I like to talk to people. I like to call people on the phone because I can't see them in person. So this is an awesome event because I can walk right up to the Cam Master guy and say, "Hey man, I'm looking for a CNC that's this size that can do this, that'll fit here. What do you have?" And he can walk me through the process. To me, that value alone that's priceless because I don't know.
100%. And not just for it's all of them. You have all the vendors demoing things at the same time, so it's not just go there and see the catalog from all these manufacturers. They're actually giving you something valuable when you attending.
Are you having another big CNC machine sitting there on the floor again?
Oh yeah, 100%. So what's cool about all these vendors is the build-off teams are actually going to utilize them throughout the exhibit time. So you're going to see guys jump down off a stage, run over to a sewing machine, run over to a CNC machine, use the machine live and, with Cody's help or whoever's help, and then run back up on stage. So you're going to see like real-time stuff being built, Hell's Kitchen, if you will, that build-off stage. And they're going to be utilizing, the tech. So I think that's awesome. Like you guys said, you're going to see live demos, and it will be live demos on things that, they're building on the stage. Yeah. So that to me is exciting and interesting and engaging.
And this is why you have to attend this event.
Yes.
Well, okay. So let's be honest. The one problem that we always have when we go to one of these events is that we have dinner.
Yes.
That's it. We have dinner, and if we're lucky, a snack. Like usually it's like coffee, or I'll have an iced tea for breakfast. You'll have a coffee for breakfast, and that's it. And it's just off to the races.
Yeah. Okay.
We talked about it last year after Master Tech, and we were like, you had the best lunches, like lunches for everyone, not just a select few, not a special ticket. Everyone that came got lunch. Thank God, because it was like the first thing we went to where it's like, oh, they're like, we can go get lunch. Like everyone's gonna have lunch. Mm-hmm. It was strange, but it was 3 days of like awesome lunches. I mean, it wasn't like a sandwich and a bag of chips and a plastic thing. It was guys with heated things, and like there was
it's a full buffet. Everything is too.
So what is going to be new for this year?
So look, guys, you don't really have to worry about food. We wanted to take that out of the equation because you have to leave or you have to pay some really, really expensive pricing. We don't want that. It's just part of the deal. So you can just immerse yourself with networking, with learning, with seeing the manufacturers, with seeing the contest, the clean wire, the build up, all these cool things. So you get a continental breakfast, full buffet lunch, and then at nighttime we just secured an amazing barbecue and taco vendor. Each night it's a different thing outside on the plaza. So so you don't have to leave. You just need to get there. You need a decent place to sleep and just show up, and man, we got you covered.
Now this is going to be an extra charge?
No, it's included.
Everything is included.
It's all part of it. Yeah.
So you brought an interesting a place to sleep. Now you guys have how many host hotels right now?
Well, we've filled up every hotel within a 5-mile radius. There is some availability. We have 2. They're on the website. There's two left, but I mean everything is full. Yeah, it's packed, but there's still availability, so that's good.
Now, if they're not staying at that hotel connected, because like you said, you have every hotel, how are they going to get to the event? Do they need to rent a car?
Well, there's some rideshare options, and we have some other things in place. So, I think that's going to be fun, and everything's within a couple-mile radius, and you can either do a rideshare or like a scooter or whatever. We'll have something right there, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Perfect. I have some pictures I need you to explain because I have no idea what I'm looking at. And I know you don't like sharing these pictures because you like to keep everything, but I think these have made it out onto the internet. So
yeah,
let me add these in. And I know a lot of people are going, what the heck are we looking at here? What the heck are we looking at here?
It's a baby crib.
It's a baby crib.
Yeah, it is a baby. I loved in school, I took drafting. In college, I took mechanical engineering. So this to me is just fun. But it looks like a gigantic compass, or there's a lot of descriptive names for it. But what it is, guys, is it's actually a full-blown rotisserie that our training prop, which is basically a car, is going to fit on this. And the idea is, as we're talking, this whole vehicle it will actually tilt like that to a 60-degree angle, and we'll be able to peel this thing apart like an onion, and all the components of this will come apart. It's pretty serious, and I'll tell you guys, we've spent more money on this training prop than my first car. It is badass. I mean, it is insane on the level and the collaboration between Jeremy Carlson and Tom Miller, Jeremy Katz, Gary Bell, Lee Teeples, Chris Pate, Matt Schaefer, Evan Collins. All these guys are contributing, and even some of the Fusion guys. And we actually have 2 versions of this car, one fully digital and then one that's kind of more of a traditional fab. So, I mean, our goal, and you guys know this, when you come to this show, you will absolutely leave smarter and more intelligent than when you came. You're going to learn tricks that you will never see at any other event. And, a lot of guys are like, hey, so what is the big difference? Is it just another show? It's not another show. We will never do this project again, and you'll never have this mix of talent, Chip Foose, and so on, quite like this again. So, what you miss out on is really what you got to focus on is, what am I going to miss out on? If I don't go, I'm missing out on this, because we are going to kind of peel back the onion, like I said, and really talk about every single facet, from consoles to hardware to materials and machining, in both the 3D world and analog. And yes, we're covering high level stuff, but don't think for a second that you can't learn those small tips, those just simple ways to kind of build stuff. And
I mean, last year we walked through the whole process. So And the other thing too is, like you said, there's plenty of time to ask questions because everyone's there. Everyone's in the same area. I mean, you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner together. If Gary said something that people didn't understand, he's a really nice guy. I know it's hard to believe, but you could just walk right up to him and be like, "Hey, Gary, I watched you the other day. Could you kind of expand on this a little bit more?" And he'd probably be the first guy to be like, "Yeah, man, let me tell you about that." Oh, sorry, Gary, it was a terrible impression, but I know you got to get going. Real quick, Saturday, you're coming back on because we're gonna see some progress on that picture that on this guy here. Ooh,
we will share some top secret stuff. I think it's noteworthy to share some of the content, so guys understand what it is. There's a lot of questions like, is it just a PowerPoint thing? Am I going to learn the same stuff that I see anywhere else? You're not. I promise you, nobody walks away saying, that was the same as whatever. It is not at all. It is a completely different experience. And I will just say, you guys were there. The show has a lot of energy to it. It's a different vibe. And, everybody's there to have a good time and learn, and they're serious. So you got skin in the game when you show up to our event because you really want to be there. It's it's just a lot of fun, and we want professionals showing up with their A game. So I hope to see everybody there.
Master Tech Expo, March 8th. March 8th. Jesus. March 5th through the 8th, 2023. Mesa, Arizona.
That's what happens.
I can't even do it. I'm like dyslexic. All right.
Well, no, like you say, it's nothing the same. Last year was different. This year is different. So you're going to learn a ton of stuff this year. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you for coming on, and we will look forward to seeing your progress on Saturday. Have a great rest of your night, man. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, guys. You're the best. Keep up the killer work. Talk to you soon.
All right. See ya. All right, guys, there you go. There's a quick update on what is going on.
Why you need to go to Master Tech Expo. That is correct.
There he is. There's the other legend right there. Those guys are so close they could probably shake hands.
They probably are.
They're like 200 feet away from one another. Let's get these off. Oh my gosh.
What's that, Rich? How you doing, buddy?
Thank you guys so much for allowing us to have him on.
Yes.
And now it's on with the questions.
Bobby.
One of the questions that someone asked.
Are you gonna become a
what? Oh, hold on,
a singer?
I'm not.
No.
You're
terrible.
This is a product that ATG makes. It's a Bluetooth speaker. It has this cool LED stuff in it, and it comes with this bad boy right here, where we can be like, "Hey,
ladies and gentlemen,
boys and girls, fans of all
welcome
ages,
to the stage."
Coming to you
live
right now. And actually, what we're trying to do is get 2 of these for Master Tech Expo for the Clean Wire Challenge, so that Fernando and I can be like, "So, Fernando, tell me, what do you think about Angel's work right there? How's he doing? Is Marty kicking his butt or what?"
Oh, I think sucks. Definitely.
Yes, no, right?
Wow, you're just gonna go straight for the suck.
Hey, no,
Sunday.
You have to build that excitement.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's what this is. If you're interested in picking yourself up one, ATG is the manufacturer, and they're extremely affordable. I don't have the remote. Hold
on. It's in the top.
No, I was gonna change the. There we go. It does a whole bunch of different things, which is pretty cool. So we'll change it up. All right, you got questions? I got answers. Remember the karaoke video you sent me?
Dude, yes.
Speaking of Angel, I have a Z1000W. I need your help with the bypass for parking brake. I have plugged and played a plug and play wiring harness. All right, so if you have the plug and play wiring harness, what you want to do is take it's got the little, so I'm assuming you're talking about these guys over here, these cool iData new plug and play harnesses. The easiest thing to do is a little short section that goes from the iData harness off to the radio is peel the little piece of tape off of it. There's a light green wire that's in that harness. That light green wire needs to go to ground. So, and the ground is the black wire, just in case you're curious. Connect those two into there. Now, the green side, you only need the radio side. The side going to the module just needs to be capped off and not touch anything. So you're essentially cutting the wire, connecting the green to ground. That's it. You're done. If you don't want to cut into the black wire, you can always just take the green wire and go to any ground anywhere. You can lengthen it, go to any ground anywhere in the car, and it'll solve your problems. Hey guys, do you know if it is possible to put an aftermarket head unit in 2009 Audi A4? Hasn't been looking too promising online, and you're probably right. It's probably not going to be too promising.
Yeah.
So there's a company out of Europe called Connect2 or Connect2. I don't know if it has an S or not. It's either Connects or Connect2.
Mm-hmm.
They are the European version of AMP Global Pack.
I mean, if
Metro
you
have
go
one?
to metroonline.com,
Hold on. We can just go over to your laptop.
Yeah.
There we go. metroonline.com.
and then you can see it right there.
That's what they make.
That's what they make.
Yeah. All right,
I don't know
there you
if
go.
they make speaker adapters, factory replacement. Yeah.
Either way.
I mean, yeah, they
So try metroonline.com, see what they have. There again, each one is a little bit different. So
correct.
I have CarPlay. Yes, if it doesn't have CarPlay in it, you can rvdfl.com.
Here you go.
Chris Bennett's in the house. What's up, Chris? How's it going?
Hey, Chris.
Stuff from PA. Anyways, 12-volt karaoke. Right?
No.
Yeah, totally. Because we're having the light off at Master Tech Expo. So at nighttime, we can do a little karaoke. Because on the iPhones now, you can hit the button and it'll tell you the words. Yeah. So, dude, how fun is that?
Plug it into the
Bluetooth,
big
play it
TV.
in. Yeah, dude, we can have a lot of fun.
All right.
I mean,
No.
I think it'd be awesome.
Yes.
I think it'd be extremely cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
What's up?
All right. So before I go any further, let me I got too many screens open here. Let me get rid of this one because leave. Yes, go. Okay. So that narrowed that down. All right, cool. Now let me pull this one up to here and let me do that and say, hey guys, Moscone-America.com is the place to go if you want to find some awesome car audio. Can you just tag that one for a second?
Sure.
And then we'll come back. We'll answer your question in a second. I need to just do this. If you're looking for an AB class amplifier with DSP, we have the 1 6 to 10.
What is 6 to 10?
That means it's 6 channels of input and 10 channels of DSP. So it's 6 by 100 with 10 channels of DSP. So what that means for you and me, it's the 1 6 to 10. So it has 6 channels by 100. So I'd say 1 to power 3-way set up front. I still have, that's 6 channels of DSP. I still have 4 more channels of DSP that I can take to rear, center, sub, whatever I want to do. There's 4 channels of discrete DSP that I can go and have fun with.
And that's bridgeable.
It is bridgeable.
So you
can do all kinds of fun stuff with it. You can find that at Moscone-America.com. All right. Back to the question.
Hello, guys. What's up? I have a 2023 Toyota Venza non-JBL. Any tips for adding an amplifier setup? Looking to keep the factory 12.3 screen. Wow. Using a DM608 and a JL 700.5.
So I think iData has a DTO3 or DTO4. So if you go to idatalink.com or maestro.com, I believe they make a T-harness for that car. If not, I'm pretty sure. I know pack-audio.com makes a T-harness for that. On the newer Toyotas, the speakers are off on their own little 10-pin plug. So you don't have to, it's really nice. There's just one 10-pin plug on the back of it you unplug. And I believe Pack makes the adapter for that so that you just plug it and done as far as that goes. Now, this is where the fun is going to begin because it is a Toyota.
2022.
Yeah, it's going to be the same as a 2022.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
They don't have nothing.
Okay. Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is everyone uses, it's the same harness throughout the series. So as long, pull it out. If there's a black connector in the corner that has 10 pins, it's only going to have 8 wires in the 10-pin connector. Everyone has that now, so you can get that. Anyways, my point is that's where the easy part ends. So depending on what you're trying to do with the DM608, could be super simple or it could be extremely difficult. That car is going to have all-pass filters. That means that they've added an all-pass filter to the driver's side to give you kind of imaging in the car. The most basic Toyotas have it. So don't think just because I have a Venza, it's not. No, it does. It all does. The nice thing is the new audio control software will allow you to delete it. However, the software does not tell you what that is at. For that, you need some form of a channel summing RTA like our device, the IRTA2. Now, you can leave the all-pass filter in there and just not use time alignment and just do the equalization portion of it, and it'll be fine. However, if you are going to want to do time alignment to do like sound quality, center image, and all that nonsense, then you will have to delete the all-pass filter. Now, you might be able to go on and somebody might tell you what frequency it's at, and you can just add that to the driver's channel. But these are the fun things that you run into when putting a DSP in. The DSP will do the job. It will allow you to integrate. And if you just want to use it for crossover and equalizer, it'll sound wonderful. But if you do turn on time alignment, what's going to happen, it's not going to be the end of the world. But what will happen is that the center channel will tend to drift a little bit back and forth. You may not even notice it. Not everyone has the ears that Jeff Smith has. So, but that'd be the only caveat. So, and it's nothing to lose any sleep over. Trust me. Put it in, you'll have fun. Hey guys, Clayton, North Carolina, checking in. With AMP being such a big company, any future teases of licensing and upmix? Don't say no. I'm not going to say no. I'm just not going to say it's going to happen anytime soon. I can tell you right now that the amount of effort they've just put into updating the software. This is funny. Like we're talking about Gladen, and you're giving me all the audio control questions right now.
That's how it was.
I know. With all the money they just spent on reformatting the current software on the audio control product, there's other things they need to do before they get to the black box audio, DSP Pro that like they were talking about a couple years back. So I mean, is it going to happen? I don't know. Will it? I mean, at some point. The reality is I don't know. And they're not saying anything. Like they're not even worried about it. They know it's going to come at some point, but they're really happy with the results they're getting out of the current DSP. They're kind of pushing it to the limits to see as much as they could get out of it, but it does not have room for an upmixer. That's true. What I'm hoping is that somebody will just come out with an outboard upmixer, like Andy come out with an outboard upmixer. That would be really cool. Somebody just needs to come out with one. I mean, that's really the reality of it. We'll see. 2022 Ford Expedition with 22 speaker BO looking to upgrade to a 3-way Focal Utopia M components in the front, Focal K2 coaxials in the rear, and a sub. Can I use my D612 and an LC 1.800 with the Moscone Pico 4?
All right.
Yeah. I mean, that's two different. Okay, so first things first, you got a BO 22 speaker set stereo. So you're going to need an A to B adapter. So right now you have the PAC A to B adapter, you have the Nav TV A to B adapter, and you have the Metra A to B adapter. February is the current month we're in. Towards the end of this month, we are going to see the iData A to B adapter coming out here shortly. So pretty much everybody makes an adapter for that vehicle to get you 6 channels of RC output, front, rear, sub. You're going to go off to a D61200. The D61200 has enough output to handle the D and the LC 1.800 because it's a 8-channel DSP. So it can do the 3-way front, and then it can do the subwoofer amplifier. Then the Pico line, Pico 4, I got it right here. 4-channel Class D crossover. So the Pico does not have a DSP built into it.
No, it's just a regular 4-channel.
Just a regular 4-channel amplifier.
Class D, yeah.
When you integrate into the stereo with the BO system, you're going to be stripping off all of the BO. All right, so there is the body odor. That's funny. So there is no DSP equalization that you're going to have for those expensive KX2s. The reality is I would probably do a D4.800 back there. Would make life a heck of a lot easier and also allow you to do DSP on the back speakers. I know it's a little bigger than you probably want to get into, but that's what you really need is.
All right, you show the Mosconi amplifier, the new one.
I'm assuming so he already has those. That's the reason why I didn't go there.
No, that's fine.
But the 8 to 10, he's already got a 61200 and LC, so there's kind of no point in taking them all off campus.
Yeah.
That's only my thing. That's why I won't.
No. Using the same equipment, it's fine. It's just
I mean, there are easier ways to do it.
Correct,
yeah, I get it. But I mean, if he's already got that, he's going to have to buy one more. So, All right, next question. Got the quickest question for you experts. Can you use high, low-level inputs at the same time? Depending on the piece of equipment, the answer would be yes. So, for example, on a lot of DSP amplifiers, there's no difference between high level, low level. You can use both of them. On some, though, like some of the cheaper Chinese ones, no, you can't. The input mixer doesn't allow you to do that because it separates out high level input from low level input. The easiest way to do that on those is just to go with an external high level, low level adapter and plug them all into the RCA inputs and then be done with it. But like most of these other products, it doesn't matter. You can run digital in along with RCA, along with speaker. But yeah, most products. Now, if we're just talking basic amplifier, where it's like I got a 4-channel amp, my radio has 2 channels of RCA, and I have 2 channels of line level. Yeah, you can do that also. It's just a matter of getting your gain structure set up right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Pretty exciting. Hey, Elias.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, Lance? Hello. Looking for recommendations for speakers and amps in a 2022 Silverado non-Bose. Any thoughts and input would be appreciated. So it really depends on the back seat. So some of the back seat comes out, got plenty of room behind the back seat, There's a ton of room behind the back seat of those trucks. What I like to do in those, if it has the cool little door seat pocket thingies, where it's like in the back seat, you sit back, you lean forward, it's got a little door and you can put crap in there. Typically what we'll do in those is we'll pull out the driver's side one because there's plenty of room right there to mount a nice amplifier right into that. Either a 6-channel, a 5-channel, or a 4-channel, depending on what makes your life go. And then, so like simple right there. If you want to do something and then put a bigger sub amp, you have more room on the passenger side. So there's plenty of room for that. It has a 2.5 in the dash, a 6x9 in the door, 6.5 in the rear. Any combination of tweeter. So you don't have Bose, which makes things really nice because that means it's just the full frequency going out to those 2 locations as opposed to the Bose system, which really sucks. If you want to make it simple and you want to strip all of the nonsense off of it, key lock coming off of channels 1 and 2 is really cool. That'll save you all the de-equalization nonsense, and if it'll address all the problems that it has coming from the factory radio. You are going to want something with an EQ. So an EQ DSP I would strongly recommend because you're going to need to make a notch filter for the door chime on the driver's side. That boom, boom, boom.
What's a notch filter? Notch
filter is a band of EQ with a very narrow Q. So you can adjust, on a standard equalizer, graphic EQ, it's a fixed Q, which you can bring it down and it won't affect too bad. But it's something that has a parametric EQ. You can pick that specific frequency, and then what makes a parametric EQ special is you can pick whichever frequency you want, and you can adjust how wide, meaning the influence to the left and right of that frequency is. So when you make a real narrow Q, you create what's called a notch filter, meaning it just takes that one frequency and it just turns it all the way down or reduces it to a level that's tolerable. And a GM with that door chime, that's what you do to turn the door chime down, is add a notch filter.
You tell me that's like magic?
It is not like magic.
What?
It's the farthest thing from magic. But it is very cool, and that is the answer to the question of how do I get rid of the door chime.
Oh, that's true. All right.
Dean is a notch filter. Very, very focused, very pointed. Yes. I'll take that, Elias. And you're doing a great job today. I just wanted to let you know that. Evening, guys. Love the show. Would the Kenwood 6903Cs or the Morel 602 V2s be a better SUP 2019 Highlander factory system, otherwise put plain on upgrade amp in the future? Listen, I'm a big Morel fan. You guys all know that. 6903 and those two, there's not
6902.
Yeah, no, he said 6903.
The Kenwoods.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The Kenwood is a totally different animal than that. So, I mean, if those are my two options, the Kenwood is going to do better. Hands down. It's just a different animal.
It comes with the bracket, so you don't have to buy brackets. So
well, just the sound that's going to come off of that three-way set is going to be more than the Maximus. So, yeah, if you got the budget, 6903 is the way to go for sure.
Yeah.
We have a nice Toyota FJ sitting over here. We'll show you guys tomorrow. We did the 6902s in it. So, very nice. Very nice.
All right, now continue with the Morel.
Best active crossover setting for Morel hybrids on the D51300. Thanks, guys. I believe it's 2.2 or 2200 at 24 dB.
2200.
Oh,
yes.
You know what? It's got a D51300.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do if you download the beta software, you can do 2200 at 18 dB. Because Casey always like, So try 2.2
with the new software
or 2.8. I mean, if you're going to be being kind of brutal on it, go up to 2.8 or 2800 at 18 dB. Probably wouldn't hurt. You know what? Start at 2800. Let's be safe. Let's start at 2800. You can always try, take it down to 24, and then just match the mid range up to that. So if you're going to do 28, bring that up to 28.
2880.
Yeah. Good evening to you too, sir. But I will say this, unlike every other manufacturer, going back to the Morel for a second, believe it or not, if you go into the owner's manual and go to the last page, it'll tell you what the factory crossover points are for the speaker. Unlike, I just put that up.
All right.
Yeah. Unlike every other speaker manufacturer, so the crossover points are right there. Hello. Good evening. Waka waka waka. So yeah. What happens when you feed an amplifier a hotter voltage than it's rated? Is it okay to feed 5 volts from a Kenwood XR radio to an Alpine X Series amplifier? Just keep the gain on the amplifier turned down. Yeah, you're fine, Brian. Alpine probably has the most sensitive gain structure on any amplifier I've ever played with. I mean, like they immediately let you know when you're putting too much power into them. We have run Kenwoods and Alpines before. Seems to work fine. But yeah, you're going to keep that gain all the way off. Like nothing. That's it. So, which is okay because the input on a lot of people, I don't know. It's okay because the input on the amplifier is extremely sensitive. So very emotional, needs a pillow. No, joke. So yeah, you're okay. It'll be fine. I know some people, it's like, I can't turn the gains up even a little. Not if it doesn't need it. No. So it's all good. What's with the color changing thingy? I get the idea. It would drive Dean crazy if he had to watch it too. It's a bit distracting. What is it? Okay, so glad. Thank you, Scott, for letting us know. Yes, it is a bit distracting. Maybe we're trying to figure that out. It is an ATG Bluetooth speaker with karaoke capability and PA. So it comes
with a microphone, so we can do cool stuff like this. We're like, hey, what's going on? And welcome to the show. Tonight we're going to talk to you about crazy stuff. Car audio. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, ching, 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 boom, ching, ching, ching.
Anyways, they're letting us borrow it for the simple purpose of having it sit back there and do stupid stuff like that. The idea is I've kind of been wanting, like, I know a lot of the YouTube guys all have like some crazy stuff like that going on in the background. And I had an idea that was to actually take LED strips and put them in the slot wall and just let it do all its nightmare things only when the show is on, but when it's off, you don't see them. But if this drives everyone crazy, then that's a bad idea. So think of it as a beta right now. We're just trying to see what kind of things we get. And also, ATG was really happy that they're not paying us a dime. They're just really, hey, can you guys? And we're like, yeah. And honestly, I really I dig it. Kind of soothing throughout the day. I just kind of stare at it for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then I don't feel like killing anyone. It's kind of cool. So
that's right, Elias.
What did I do?
I'm gonna get distracted.
Easily distracted. I mean, we're car stereo guys. We are easily distracted. Speaking of distracting, it's that time of the night again to pay some bills, and we're going to pay those bills with our friends at Audio Control. That's right. Hey, summer is fast approaching, and you know what that means, Fernando. You got to dust off the jet skis. You got to get out put away the snowmobiles and all that other fun stuff.
Snowmobiles.
And hey, you're in luck. Audio Control now has expanded the ACX line. You went into winter with 2 amplifiers. You come out of winter into spring and soon to be summer. And we have a 606, a 650.5, a 300.2, a 600.1, 4 new amplifiers. These things are literally bricks, guys. You could throw them in a puddle of water and not have anything to worry about. They are sealed. They are ready for weather. They are ready to be abused.
Don't abuse it, but they're ready to be.
Smack it around. Yeah, go to town on these things. That's right. That's Audio Control. You can find it at audiocontrol.com. Check out the new line of ACX amplifiers for your all-weather needs. Back to the show.
All-weather needs, huh?
Commercial time. We should get Arturo to record our commercials. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Just saying, Arturo. He just do this with his fingers. Wait,
like a rapper?
No, he'd be like this. All right, let's take a look at this. This is the new Audio Control amplifier. Anyways, I taught him that. I'm very proud of it. Okay. I love you, Arturo. Anyways, what would be the best LOC sound processor to use on a 2022 Hyundai Elantra with Bose system? Doing a complete upgrade. Car has 6 outputs, 2 fronts, 2 rears, 1 center, 1 sub. First off, I would check to make sure that nobody doesn't already make a interface for that, like iData or Metra. I'm pretty sure. Yes, even Ada's just typing that in. AX DSPX. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure somebody has a solution for that car, and that would be the best thing to start with. Is get some form of integration into the amplifier. That has a digital input, like a TOS link into the factory amplifier. So I know that they make adapters. I mean, I feel like we have the adapter over there, the AK3 and the AK2 is, I think, the
what's up, buddy?
So I would check into that. So I'd head over to maestro.com or maestrolink.com or idatalink.com. It's all going to take you to the same place. Type in your make, model, and year and see if they offer anything. Also, if you don't hit anything there, go over to metroonline.com, see if they have something there. That's the best place to start. Both of those will offer you DSP solutions as well. So Metro will sell you the DSPX, which is on their phone DSP, which is pretty good. And then through iData, you can either go with the DSR1 Rockford DSP, which will get you 8 channels of output. You could go with the Arc Audio Blackbird, which is right here. And then also new to the iData game is Audison, where you can get into the Audison, all their new Forza amplifiers. So you have the 8 to 14, you have the 5-channel, you have the companion amps, you have all that fun stuff. And if none of that strokes you, towards the end of this month, iData will be releasing the AR2, which is going to be their version of the Amp Pro, which is going to be a 2-channel interface or a preamp interface for their products. So check one of those things first. Now, if none of those exist, like, man, I got nothing, then what you're going to want is some form of a DSP with that many channels of input. So most DSPs are named their input and output channels. So if you like an Audio Control 8 to 10, means it has 8 channels of input, 10 channels of output. So that's going to be 8 high-level / RCA inputs. A 6 to 8 has 6 channels of input, 8 channels of output. So that's what you'd want to look at first. And like the Moscone Gladen has, we talked about 6 channels, 8 channels, or 10 channels. So that's what you want to look at. AR2. So Mike. Idea is working on some new projects that we've talked about in the past. AR2 was an idea that Mark and I came up with, or I forced Mark to do, and they're just finalizing it right now. What it's going to allow us to do is right now we currently have AR, which is designed to work with a companion product. So a DSR1 from Rockford has an AR built into it along with a Rockford DSP. They just put it all into one piece. Boom, Bob's your uncle, everything's great. The Arc Audio Blackbird has the digital input, so you can plug an AR into it. Very similar to DSR1, just an external brain box that plugs into it and then controls all of the who's what's inside of the amplifier to make sure all the speaker sound goes to where it needs to go. That's great. And then Audison has theirs, as I just said, but all the other manufacturers like Audio Control tried to, they can never get it to work. So the idea is, hey, let's just make a preamped version of the AR, would do the work, provide you with 6 or 8 channels of output, probably 6. And that should be shipping here at the end of the month. They're just finishing it up now. So the AR2, so excited because they actually took my advice. So we'll get the AR2, obviously a ton of dash kits, which you saw at Knowledge Fest. And then we're also going to get the A to B. So now the A to B interface for Ford is going to be cool because it's one interface to do whatever you need to do. So it's either the radio into the factory A to B or an aftermarket amplifier from the factory radio. So it'll go both ways, which is going to be their new platform that they're doing. So it won't be AR or RR. It'll just be one module, done deal. And it's kind of a new way of thinking for them, but it's pretty awesome. So, GM will be that same way, I think, going forward. It'll be a lot of fun. All right. Question, 2013 F-150. I upgraded to Sync 3 and had a custom harness that runs to an LC2I Pro, sends signal to a Rockford P310 and future amp for the next front component. Should I just gain on the LC or the Rockford? P300 doesn't need any gain adjustment at all. It's got a super sensitive input. Honestly, it's almost minute. I would adjust, if you're feeling you need gain from the amplifier, I would adjust the LC2I Pro for that. Now, for your 2013 F-150, you really actually didn't even need an LC2I Pro. You could have bought the iData AR that we've been talking to with the DFO2 harness and reflash the factory radio so that you could do high level output with no EQ, and that'll go in and it'll shut off all the factory EQ, give you a flat output, turn off ANC if it's a 3-liter motor. If it's not, then you don't have to worry about it. They also make a dash kit for that car, which is the DFO2, which allows you to retain your whole factory front panel, the whole thing, your volume knob, all that stuff still stays there, and you just put any radio you want behind it. It's actually really, really slick. Like you can have your presets all there and do stuff, and you get an RR2, you can have it turn on lighting and all kinds of neat things, and add like 4 cameras, do wireless CarPlay, all that fun stuff. So, and not have to worry about any of the EQ from the factory radio. So there's a lot of things you can do with an F-150 other than that. Replace Pioneer 5-channel with the LCQ1 with the D5 and wanted more control. Why would we? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I get what you're saying. So you took out the 5-channel with an LCQ1, solid, and then went with just the plain D5 1300. So now you have a digital EQ, DSP, crossover all built in. You definitely got a lot more control. Hope you have fun with it. Who says I don't have a Supra? We know you have a Supra. Would using a pack audio product in my 2016 Ford F-150 make the woofer popping go away? That happens when opening the door. Thanks. So I'm assuming you have an inexpensive high-level to low-level adapter attached to the front door. LC2I Pro, what we just talked about doing with the AR, allow you to, when you flash the AR, you can tell it to do high-level, turn off EQ, and that would solve the issue too. That's a DFO2 harness. So all the stuff I just said for the last guy, you can do. You can also do what he did with the LC2i Pro. You can also do the kicker. There's a ton of things, but yeah, invest in a better high-level to low-level adapter, or depending on what amplifier you have. I mean, unless you just have that you're tied in with the factory amplifier. But yes, a better high-level to low-level adapter will solve that, along with just programming the radio. Why can't I get my navigation setting on my Alpine Z298 HD? It's great. Like if I was to activate my brake, try it still doesn't work. So I'm not familiar with that particular model. However, Alpine sometimes has two brake wires. They have a white, Jesus, hold on. They have a yellow blue and a yellow black. All right. And if it's just a yellow blue wire, how the yellow blue wire works on an Alpine is you have to start with it not connected to anything, turn the car on, and go ground, release, ground. Okay. If you just ground it, it's not going to do anything to unlock it. So there's ground, release, ground. Micro bypass makes a micro bypass for the Alpine. It's the same as the Pioneer. Now, if it has a yellow black wire as well, that is foot brake. And how that works is that needs to see a ground, like you turn it on. So you put your foot on the brake. The idea is you put your foot on the brake, you pull, you release, you pull, take your foot off the brake, and that unlocks the radio. There again, Micro Bypass, the company Micro Bypass, microbypass.com, sells all the adapters to make this do what it's supposed to do. So if you're just taking that brake wire and you're going to ground with it, you're not doing what it needs. It needs, every time you start the car, it to go ground, release, ground. Every time. So you can't do it once. It's not like it's a JVC Kenwood Sony. It's like a Pioneer. It's annoying. So give that a go. I have a Kenwood Exelon head unit with 5-volt pre-out. I'm planning on adding a Helix DSP to my setup. All the Helix DSPs except is 4-volt input. Will I have a problem? No, you'll be fine. It'll be fine. You'll be okay. There's a variable volt. You'll be okay, man. We've done it. It's not a big deal. I get it. It's okay. I have a 2021 Jeep Rubicon and want to add a DSP. I have an Audison Bit 10, but my question is, does it, I don't know, before the factory amp or after my Jeep have Alpine sound system? Okay, so you have a 2021 Jeep and you have an Audison Bit 10. The simplest solution for this is to just buy a Pack Amp Pro. The Pack Amp Pro, you're going to keep the factory amplifier in the car because it goes between the factory amplifier and the radio. Basically, you take the radio out, box goes in there, it has 6 channels of RC output. They also sell a T-harness so that you can unplug the factory amplifier, plug it back in, and it'll give you all your speaker wires. The way their system works is it is an interruption between the factory amplifier and the radio. It's just pulling out the signal, which is a flat 5-volt, un-EQ'd, no bass roll-off, clean signal that you can feed to the Audison Bit 10. The other option is to move the Audison Bit 10 to somebody else and go with the iData DSR1 solution. Now, when you go with the iData DSR1 solution, you actually pull the factory amplifier out. The DSR1 goes in place of it. It's going to give you 8 channels of DSP output to do whatever you want with. With that DSP, you could also repurpose some of the factory features. So you can take subwoofer level or bass tone control and make that your subwoofer level control so that when you're in there, it just turns it so you don't actually have to mount a knob anywhere. Also, you can repurpose the the speed volume control as punch bass because the radio DSR1 has Rockford punch bass, which is extremely cool. So you can have it so that off is off 1, 2, 3, 4. Bumps up punch bass every time you adjust it, which is a lot of fun. I like doing those in Jeeps because then I don't have to mount a bass knob. So there's 2 solutions to that problem. Hey, buddy. What's up, Marty?
What's up, man?
Dean, Fernando. I just installed a Kenwood. So did we. How do y'all route the Sirius XM antenna? Regardless of the radio, it really depends on if we're doing factory or non-factory Sirius XM. If it has a factory Sirius XM, I'm just getting a Sat 1, Sat 2, whichever one it needs, and I'm plugging it in and I'm done. It's super simple. However, if it doesn't have a factory Sirius XM, then it becomes, what do I do? All right, so usually if it's like a big full-size pickup truck, it can typically go, or truck that is, it can typically go somewhere in either, we would go on the passenger side. You can route it in through the door. But if it's like an SUV, then typically we'll put it in the very back of the car, usually by the factory. The factory antennas now, they're typically in the middle somewhere. Or if there isn't one, we'll put it off to one side or the other. The hardest part is getting the wire into the car. And what you want to do is to get it through the boot is don't, because you got this metal track right here, and there's usually a rubber piece that slides, and then that's your molding. And a lot of people will take the wire and they'll come down like this, and and then they over that. That's the worst way ever to do it. Don't do it that way. What you want to do is, if you've got that piece of metal, you're going to, if this is the outside of the car, you're going to come down, you're going to go into the track for about 1 inch, and then you're going to come back up the other side. It creates like a really big loose U. Then you can slide the whole thing on, because when you do it all in one spot, it widens out the track, the rubber, and then water and debris and all that stuff can get in there and cause it to loosen up and fall off. You want to make sure you keep it nice and tight. Now, in some cases, you might want to pull it down, because a lot of those actually will have a weld notch to where two panels are welded together and there's a notch. And that's also a really great place to run your wire through, because then there's a gap there and you're not pushing it in. But the whole idea is to just don't do this, spread it out, and you're okay. Hope some of that made some sense. Do you guys remember the Sony the head unit with the true built 50? Yes. Why do you guys think more manufacturers never went this route? Actually, it's a really simple answer. It's a totally simple answer, because you had to run a power wire for that radio. All right. And most retail stores aren't going to take the initiative, like most installers or consumers for that matter, don't think it needs it. So you had, like, on that radio, you had like a 12 gauge coming off of the radio, and you had to run a power wire out to the battery. Nobody wanted to do that. So from their point of view, they don't want the responsibility of you melting a factory wiring harness or a factory fuse box or something like that. Even if they gave you the wire, most people wouldn't run it out to the battery. So that's also why when you look at like the new Alpine amplifiers that go on the backs of the new ILX W650 and stuff like that, they have a conventional 12 gauge power wire coming off of them. It's set up like a regular amplifier. It's not like they're plug and play because you have to run the wire.
Oh, is no power needed?
No power needed. No, not at all. You don't need any power. But that 50 watt chip is huge.
Okay.
Yeah, because it had the plug on the back. Either way, it doesn't matter. That's why no one's doing it, though. Plus, I could sell you an amplifier. Let's be honest. The reality is they want to sell you an amplifier. I mean, that's why Alpine has the back piece. You just attach the back ILX W650. 2016, F150 XLT, factory 8-inch radio, no Sony, high level inputs into a D5-1300 with switching to a pack audio product. Stop the woofer from popping when I open the door. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, no, you'd want an audio control product. I mean, which is Amp Global, same company. But yes, switching to, well, hold on, input into a D. You have a D5-1300. No, I mean, you're already using the high level input. Popping when I open the door. No, that's not going to be that. That's not going to be your high level. I mean, it depends what kind of pop. I mean, you're just talking about. Okay, all right. So better idea. I know. Okay, here's what you need to do. You need to shut off the GTO. Shut off your GTO switch. It should be. I'm pretty sure it's a switch on the top of the amp that says GTO. That'll turn off signal sense. Okay, that means that will no longer turn on when the car wakes up. Then run a remote turn on wire and accessory wire out to turn the amplifier on that way. So there's a fuse for the fuse box. There's a fuse for wrap retained accessory power. It's like a 10 amp, 5 amp fuse over in the kick panel where the fuse box is. You can test it by opening and closing the door. So when you turn the car off, it stays on. You open the door, it shuts off. Just look for like wrap or retained accessory power, or they might call it something else by Ford. Hook your remote turn on up to that circuit so that when you turn off the car, the amplifier stays on. As soon as you open the door, it turns off. But that way, when you open the door, it won't pop the amplifier because the amplifier won't turn on until the car turns on. If none of those work for you, like you're like, I'm at a total loss, I can't find a fuse I need, there is a pack piece called the ING3, which is the ignition 3. That circuit is designed to work off voltage. So that would hook up to a constant 12 volts and ground and then just give you an output wire. And what that output wire is for is as soon as you start up the car, meaning you can't just sit in the parking lot, turn it on, and have it work. As soon as you start up the car, it will generate an output. So you can use that to turn on the amplifier. And then when you shut it off, it keeps that output on for 10 seconds. And then, which would give you enough time to get out of the vehicle. So that's an ING3. So those are your two options there that I would try. The third option, of course, would be it's a 2016. As we said earlier, iData makes the MFT1 kit, which allows you to put a brand new radio into that 8-inch. You keep all your buttons, all your controls. It's super sexy. It looks great. Something like a 908 Kenwood or a 958 Kenwood would be so awesome in there. Guys, do not forget Valentine's Day tomorrow. Car Audio makes a fantastic romantic gift.
It makes that. That's for sure.
It also makes your husband not remember what day of the week it is because I had no idea. I was just excited today was the 13th. I got nothing. Hey guys, that's the show. Unbelievably. Thank you guys so much for playing along with us and asking us tons of questions. We hope you guys learned something tonight. And if you didn't, well, you know what? We'll try again Saturday because we'll be doing this again Saturday. Right now, Hi-Fi Vega hopefully will be available Thursday night so we can do that show. That would be pretty cool. And, of course, tune in to us on Instagram. We'll be live tomorrow. We'll show you what we got going on in this FJ Cruiser over here on the side. Let you know what we got going on in here and show you some of the stuff that we just walked us through. It's a regular week, so you can expect videos for the rest of the week. So it'll be fun and exciting.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing along. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Next time. Bye.
Bye.